Ladies and gentlemen, back by unpopular demand, the Grimecast experience returns with a new setup and new place, sponsored by Shop of Paper Incorporated. Joining us today is Browbeat.
Coin Beaner.
I'm Nutchucks.
And we are here to try out, well, continue our normal tradition of drinking things and talking about stuff. I think everyone get along with that.
Yep.
Yay.
All right. Well, na zdrowie, ladies and gentlemen.
Now this will over you.
Smooth and satisfying. Now, Chucks, what is that we just sampled there?
Hold on here. I don't have the bottle on me. It is Scotch. Scotch.
That really went down the wrong tube.
It
Did it?
is Carlisle Scotch whiskey, the Noble Scotch. It's been aged in ex-bourbon barrels. I don't know.
Expended, probably. Like the Pudrian shells, same deal.
I think I swallowed 2 seconds before I should have.
Yes.
Tell all the guys that, don't you?
Well, it draws their ire, you know.
Yeah, I remember these guys.
I do like this better than the last one we had. The one that was I can't remember what it was called, but it was the peat moss.
Oh, you don't like the Schilteg?
It wasn't bad, but this one isn't overbearing at first like that was. I mean, it's the taste on the taste on the last
he's dying.
He's dying. He is dying. The taste on the last one, I like the aftertaste. Like this one just leaves the same taste in your mouth. That one had a better, more flavorful feeling at the end. You got more of the aromas and everything they put in at the end of it instead of the beginning. The first punch you got in the last Scotch, which once again, what is it called?
Schildig.
Schildig.
Elay specifically. It's very, very peaty.
Yes, you feel like you're eating a bag of peat moss, but then it changes, and it's really good.
Would you say it evolves even?
It does.
Because we mentioned the game.
Whoa,
Evolve.
sir. We can't talk about it on here. We said we would never talk about anything religious. We're going to piss a lot of Christians off all of a sudden.
What, they created a game called Evolve?
No, evolving itself. Evolving itself.
The emergent DLC plans.
God damn it!
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now in search for a new Grimecast member.
Yeah.
As Coin is about to die, I think.
He's actually got tears rolling down his face right now. This is great.
Man tears.
Well, that's worse than the time I had to pay rent that one night.
Oh.
Well, you know, you do
Was
what you
it
have to.
with Carrie Fisher? Anybody? Movie? Name it?
No.
Sorry, don't know what you're
Kingpin?
talking about.
Was that Carrie Fisher? Yeah,
You get to see.
Woody Harrelson bangs Carrie Fisher because he's a landlord, so he vomits to pay his rent.
I seen that porn video.
Not something I know about.
Wow, no one in here seen Kingpin?
Afraid not. I've seen Daredevil.
The show or the movie?
Why not both?
I've
In
seen
this
both.
case, the show.
I was told I needed to rewatch the movie because the movie is better if you watch the director's cut compared to the original theater release.
How does it surprise you?
It doesn't.
Name some movies that were worse in the director's cut than the theatrical cut. Like, no, it's a good thing you cut it down. Well, okay, I'll tell you
Room.
one. I will tell you
Alexander.
one. Alexander, potentially, because there's less Alexander to watch. Has everyone seen Mel Gibson's Payback?
No.
Oh, yes. Yes, great movie. Oh, I'm
It's
pretty sure.
pretty damn good.
I saw it on TV, so I'm pretty sure it was not the director's cut.
Correct. I watched the director's cut. You know how there was joy in the film when you watched it the first time? Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
something
It had a great
lighthearted?
story. It was basic, but it was good.
Just my money, basically. It's all about my money.
Yeah.
All of that joy is gone in the director's cut.
Oh.
It is heavy. It is unpleasant. It's sour. It's the same film, but the mood is so different. Compared to, say, The Lawnmower Man. The director's cut of
The
that.
what?
The Lawnmower Man.
I did not know it was based
Jesus?
off a Stephen King novel. Or, no, not a, what is it short? Novella? Novella. Excuse me.
A light novel.
Yes.
A Japanese dating sim.
Yes.
Fair enough. Well, yes, the tone changes quite a bit. I saw it once upon a time in Russia, and then I saw it again because when it came out of DVD, I'm like, oh, this is cool. I recognize this film. And then when I saw it, it was a different movie. Like, where's the monkey with the gun? What happened? What's the difference here? And half the movie is in deleted scenes.
Huh.
So cuts matter. Cuts really matter.
I'm pretty sure that scotch is still in my nose.
Probably. And it's getting you re-drunk. Isn't that a wonderful thing?
That's the first in a long time.
In the background here we have once again the beginning of XCOM. In this case, we're going to be Within, which Chuck says declined to play the first time.
It's so
I
nice.
wanted to play the original game first before I played the, I guess I would call this the expansion.
Against Browbeat's recommendations, but yes, that is what he has elected to do.
I
And
did.
that's fair, you can have it if you keep playing the game. Because once you played Enemy Unknown, you have to play Enemy Within. Once you play Enemy Within, you have to play The Long War. hopefully is Enemy Within, because that's the compatible patch. And then once you've done that, you have to play XCOM 2. And once you've done that, you have to play XCOM 2, the expansion pack that's coming out pretty soon. And then when you've done that, you gotta play XCOM 2, Long War. Oh my god!
If it comes out.
Oh, it will come out. It's already out. Like, Long War 2 is there, and it's square, and it's proud of it. By square, I mean there are still grids and blocks and stuff.
And Xenonauts.
Xenonauts,
I'm
which
not gonna do
Coin is
Xenonauts.
pushing really heavily because it's what he knows, it's what he loves. Just like Fallout 4 to him is the best Fallout game ever was. I mean,
Xenonauts was actually my, that's what popped my virginity when it came to XCOM. And then the rest I just watched XCOM videos on YouTube.
I understand. I forgive you.
It's the exact
Everyone
same
starts
thing,
somewhere.
except it's cheesier
Yeah.
and
No.
about 40 years earlier.
Exactly. That is the appeal. The appeal is this is XCOM before anybody was potentially ready. Like the body armor and the rifles these troopers pack.
It
are
was
at
so
least
nice.
competent.
Yeah, I brought a little realistic version.
Not realistic, just
Like
all
you had
history.
to research and then you had to adapt. So all the armor, the guns, you had to research that you got off of a crashed
Same as here.
spaceship.
Yep,
and
same as
then-
here.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It is a cousin. It is a cousin of XCOM.
Is that a southern cousin?
Which means it's your sister.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What happened there?
She didn't open it for some reason. Or
Ah,
she did not open it.
That's what happened.
What is that right there?
What is what?
That
In
is
the
a
alleyway.
human. That is not an alleyway. You're inside the warehouse. That is a
that's
human
right.
covered up in the goo of slime or web of some sort. That,
Oh, the goo is super important. You
It
gotta
is.
have the goo.
You do.
And the grease. And the know-how. And the elbow grease. Well, what have we been missing in the last few months here? Just except for
Me.
What? Director's cuts. Yeah, Coin.
Well,
where
yeah,
have you been?
yeah.
Why have you not been among us?
I've been in, what do you call it, imposed exiled?
Self-imposed exile?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you a political dissident?
Yes.
How? Why? What happened?
Trump scares me.
Okay.
And
I'll
I
accept
was
that answer.
too cheap to go to Canada. So I made my own country in my room.
Too
Sovereign
cheap
country.
for Canada.
I applied for the UN. Yeah, that little...
Did they impose sanctions?
No. I don't even think they responded. Nah, I've been off in my own little world. In my, doing little things. Seeing little... I had something there, and I lost it because I still have, like, some big Scotch dick in my mouth, and that's just really...
Scotch dick. Gotcha.
Anyway, I'm back. Long story short, I am back.
Back, bitches.
And
Well,
I'll
this
be
is the
back.
first time we've been to the new domicile. What would you call this operation, this bunker, this outpost?
Oh, I feel like I'm in exile again.
Now, I would contest that this place has the feel of the new Mormon colony from Starship Troopers, where we encroached in the arachnid space without their consent,
Yeah.
and we still say it's our land. God damn it!
Have you seen the new trailer for the new Starship Troopers movies?
I have.
How many?
I've also seen the retrospective for the Starship movies recently, and I am Angry Joe also did a review of the newest Starship Trooper film, and I'm just gonna stick with the original. Thank you very
Yes,
fucking much.
the very first one.
Just read the books.
I'm pretty sure
Plural? Were
Napoleon.
there more than one?
I believe so. I believe
They're actually books.
Bob on that. Oh yeah, the books are great.
Before
In
or
fact,
after?
the newest, well, at the
50s.
same time.
58.
The idea is that the powered suits, the first appearance of the mech in popular fiction basically is in those books where they have powered suits that hop, drop nukes, and come down.
Was I missing the, like, when they were written, or, like, were the books based on the same time as the movies?
Written.
58, I believe. In the late 50s.
Someone
That's
had an
highly
imagination.
specific. I think you might be mistaken in something.
It might be 60s. But I do know the guy who wrote Starship Troopers also wrote A Stranger in a Strange Land, which was a counterculture movement book about a guy who was human that was abducted by Martians, who learned how to use his mind and body in a different way. And he comes back to Earth and is an outcast, but he's the same as everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So what does he do? He has to find a way to get through it.
do?
Yes.
Exactly that.
Oh, yes. The bunkers. Now, all the XCOM games, they're like in bunkers, if I remember right.
Yes,
Or
because it's a
bases.
secret government facility.
Yeah.
Where do you put those? In the sky or in the bunkers?
Well, in Xenonauts. No.
What about Xenonauts?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying not to get confused because I saw the some gameplays of this game
We're
too.
gonna find out when
so
this is written, sir.
Do it.
I'm doing it.
trying to make sure I didn't
Damn!
get the wrong XCOM game.
Fucking year off.
Whoa.
That's a good
Almost
guess.
2 years.
But you're still wrong.
1959.
You're
December
still wrong.
1959.
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised.
Hey, I was good though. I got the 50s. I
Sure.
remember.
No, that's good.
I get an A for effort.
Hey, it's Fallout Shelter.
It's the actually the grandfather from Boondocks.
Nice.
He's going to take his belt off and start beating people's asses.
Does
over
he
here,
say
boy.
that colorful word?
No. You talking about the S word?
No, the
Oh.
other one.
No, he doesn't.
Uh,
Yeah, I know. Disappointing.
did I mention before in this game that the simulation of the Sky Rangers is kind of wrong?
No, you did not.
Well, we're going to scan for activity, and something's going to happen.
In like Russia or something, right?
Pretty much.
In like America.
Well,
I've seen the videos where they could go everywhere.
yeah,
right?
something comes up,
Okay.
right? Well, this is something separate. This is a separate mission. But the idea is that you get an option. You get to pick one of 3 things to respond to. And this is not correct. Because previously, you have multiple Sky Rangers. And these Sky Rangers can respond to anywhere in the world. You get to pick. But in this game, the base game, they assume there's just not enough people. You can't possibly do that, which is wrong. So, in the Long War, whenever an event comes up, it's only one event at a time.
Well, there's another game I could just bring up
Yep.
where multiple soldiers go to multiple continents to
Well, I mean-
attack. Not the fighter jets could attack the ships, bring it down and land, and when it hits land, multiple different bases that you build all throughout the world, multiple different soldiers.
Yeah, there's something that sounds really familiar, you know? I think I've heard of that game.
Many
it's
games
called
like that.
Knockoffs.
Knockoffs too.
But I mean, again, as an example, within Long War, you get multiple options for all kinds of gear that
So-
are a lot more diverse, but have advantages and disadvantages. If you like to fiddle, basically, a whole bunch, that's what it's for you.
So you like the, I'm sorry. So in this game,
It's streamlined.
you only have one base, one
base,
squad.
one ranger, and you're limited on resources.
Okay.
In the previous game, you can have 10 troopers on a mission, but as I told you earlier in the story, if one of them panics with an explosive weapon on a mission, guess what? Everyone's going down.
Yeah.
And
then
of course,
game
in this
over?
game, as a no, not game over yet. But if you begin to spiral up the drain, it is a death spiral because you can't possibly respond to fucking everything.
Everything, yeah.
So,
And it
us
makes
bring
me
this up.
wonder, why does it bring so many options if you can't respond to everything?
Because part of the skill is knowing what not to go for. Fair
Okay.
enough. Now, Coin, there's a certain game on the horizon for you that you've been shilling super hard last couple weeks. What is that?
Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. Now, I don't think it will be a gameplay. However, it is one game I have been obsessed with. Space battle game. Now, I've actually played 3 different space battle games I own on Steam just to keep my mind off of this game. That's how bad
Such as
it
what?
is.
What? Endless Space and what else?
Well, what games?
Yeah.
Oh, terrible ones. Freaking, I think I even bought one and returned it on Steam.
Damn.
Gemini Wars, Star Ruler were 2 of them. Cheesy strategy games. I even got the Battlestar Galactica mod for Star Wars. Turned out crap.
Star Wars.
Empire at War.
There you go.
Now, mind you, I'm not a big sci-fi geek. You know, I only go
You're
into
huge.
I only go into
Enormous
Starship.
sci-fi phagmasexual, yes.
So I have actually, I guess the best way my mind is set in quarters, 4 quarters of the year.
Okay.
And 1 quarter will be sci-fi, another quarter will be
Football.
World War II, another quarter will be football. You know,
I'm assuming World War II is around June.
historic.
Yeah, right. Well, it's probably the months of April and June is normally when they...
World War II strategy.
Yeah.
Because I'm a patriot.
And
you
then
weren't there.
Another quarter will just be, first-person shooter. Yeah, so, or mods. But, yeah, so that's how my mind works. And
Well, that's not great.
this quarter seems to be sci-fi quarter. And Battlestar Galactica... Now, I was watching the show, too. And somehow, I don't know what I was looking up, but I just, by happened to find this game on YouTube, people doing Let's Plays. And then I watched literally, 30 episodes more from different people.
Shit.
At nighttime, all I did was watch people's Let's Plays. And,
It's how I go to sleep.
it is. It's and then at that time it was 21 days, then 20 days. Then, and then I even got to Slytherin and I applied to be a beta tester so I could get the game 10 days early.
Slytherin being the development studio?
Yes.
Okay.
And got denied.
Why'd you get denied? Don't they want exposure from articulate men such as yourself?
Not me. I wasn't very articulate on why I wanted to be a beta tester.
Well, I'm assuming the way you put it in there is like, I want to play your game.
Pretty
And you sent
much,
it. Okay,
literally.
yeah.
I just want to play your game and not pay for it.
Like I just want to get it and not have to pay a dime to play this.
I just want to shoot the Cylons.
Well, I think in one point is like you get a good perspective from someone with low tech equipment is what I put on the beta tester.
Listen, I can't run shit for shit, so I'll let you know if your game don't work, right? Okay.
Yeah, they didn't like that.
So you moved, I was gonna say not to be mean. You moved your guy up to the same spot where he got killed, and then luckily you moved him out of the way.
Correct. That's actually a pretty good shotgun shot.
Yeah, she shot it from there, man. Hell
Just
yeah.
to see what would happen.
Did you hit him?
I put in some more random modifiers. Hit and killed. Yes.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
And what would those modifiers be, sir?
Oh, increased range of damage and randomized stats and progression, randomized starting stats, randomized skills upon level up. A lot more RNG.
When did you become a mod guy?
A mod guy? I've been a light mod guy for a very long time. Ever since Neverwinter Nights, I think. Once upon a time.
And I'm gonna piss you off here. I enjoyed Neverwinter. Never played Neverwinter Nights.
You're allowed to enjoy Neverwinter because, well, like Coin, you just don't know any better.
Exactly,
okay.
and I played it on Xbox. And I enjoyed it on Xbox until I realized everything you had to pay for.
Yeah, it's a free-to-play MMO. What more needs to be said?
Yeah, I know.
It wants your time and it wants your money, and it would rather charge you money than time. But if you don't want to pay, hey, there's always time.
You missed.
I did.
I wanted to write a giant blob on the game, and I was like, sorry, that's $29.99. But you have to buy these coins, and those coins will get you all the way there. So what you're going to have to do is actually spend an extra $10, get the coins that you need, and then it'll be good.
It's like
That's
Chuck E.
correct.
Cheese.
Yeah, golden coins, man. That's what it's about. Coin, don't you know that?
Yes.
It is your handle, after all.
Yes.
But it's okay. Neverwinter is a free-to-play MMO, which means it's a grind fest, which means it is not at all like the game that it's inspired by, but it
enjoyable.
has some of the wallpaper of the game that's inspired by. And the game itself is a module set in Icewind Dale, and they've got our own setting of the 2.5/3rd edition of D&D.
Speaking of multiplayers,
Wow.
that
Go on.
the one thing you probably would approve of is can we guess it?
Can we?
Can we? Rising Storm.
Beautiful. Red
Number-
Orchestra / Rising Storm
Ooh.
2,
Ooh.
Vietnam.
Yes, there we go. That is one game. I actually, the only reason why I like the game is just hearing people talk trash to the microphone. That is like the most hilarious part, because I do have a low-tech computer, so it's not the greatest. In fact, sometimes at certain points of the scenery, like on a branch or something, when I'm trying to aim, it just straight glitches.
Well, to give you perspective, sir, and sometimes in multiplayer shooter games, low spec is better. There is a semi-friend of the channel who goes by Workables that would attest that if you play PlanetSide 2, a massively multiplayer online shooter, if you have lower settings and the game doesn't render bushes, you can see the dudes hiding in the bushes. It's a wireframe versus a big lush piece of scenery.
Nice.
So not having the rendering tech actually helps you out. And that's kind of beautiful.
That is one thing I think we should do.
What's that?
You know, right? I'm sorry. I still got the dick in my throat.
On paper, you can make it.
Rising
try it?
Storm.
You want to try it?
We number 2. Since we did
What
the
about number
first
one?
one,
What about
we
number
did
one?
the first
We should
one.
play more of it.
If
but
I
this time
remember,
with the proper audio.
Or Chuck's not being on the sticks.
It blew up from the bottom of the building and it still worked. Yeah. Chuck's,
Hey, you're not supposed to shoot your friend. I went, okay, asshole. Don't do it again. Chuck's did it again. God damn it. Chuck's.
is that what happened?
he's
Yeah.
a vindictive evil man.
Yeah, I had
Was
a
it the
Thompson.
wall? Was
No,
it the building? You were on the wall?
No, he was in a little shanty tent beside the main
Okay.
pathway, and everyone was pushing up, and he just saw a guy, and he panicked, and he fired the Browning machine gun.
I did, and I'm the guy in this game when it hits panic. Like, oh god, there's something! Shot, dead. You
So you're
still
saying that
teammate.
you're Jack Black in Tropic Thunder? Is that what's going on here?
Except I will not gargle your balls for cocaine.
Yes, I want you guys to experience
Work the
this.
shaft and swallow the gravy.
Oh yeah.
You guys played the first one,
Yes.
which I actually did.
Well, I played the fuck out of it, man. I loved it. And you're like, yeah, whatever. And then this
No,
comes up.
I actually liked it. I liked. Well, you played it in some sort of setting to where it was just
Well, I played
really nice. There was
well,
like
RE2,
Oh, that-
RO2, excuse me, Red
Say-
Orchestra 2 was set
There we
in the
go.
European front. Rising Storm was set in the Pacific Islands, which you really enjoy because, you know, America, which I get.
America.
Killing up Tojo, it's really important. On the other hand, our Vietnam is, well, America doesn't feel good about Vietnam, does it? America's like, it's
America,
an
what's this thing you
ambiguous
talk about
loss.
Vietnam? What is this Vietnam you speak of?
Let's not bring up sour grapes, huh?
You can do the South Park thing where it talks about the whole time in Vietnam, everybody was just on a log ride and having a good old time and piss a bunch of people off.
We can do that. Let's not.
That would not do.
Well, actually, yeah, let's be inflammatory. Let's do it. Speaking of Vietnam, it's not brandy. Excuse me.
Scotch.
Wow, that was a tiny ass shot. Good
Scotch.
job, Coin.
It's a
Out of
coin
jail.
shot.
That's the Novia.
That's really weird.
This tastes like it has berries in it. Like a citrusy, fruity taste.
Interesting. I don't think there are any berries there, but I'll let you have it.
I don't think there is either.
Now
There's
remember,
some sort of taste
Chucks,
to it.
I mentioned that in the original game, the vanilla game of XCOM Enemy Unknown, there was no incentive normally to creep ahead quickly. So you could simply plot ahead, overwatch everywhere,
Like I did.
like you did, and be okay. But in the expansion, since they added in rare resources that decay over time, like meld,
Yep.
the game generally incentivizes being a
Move
little more
faster.
aggressive. Yes.
Who's this guy?
He's an
Sniper.
MVP. We're playing Team Fortress Classic. He is the Prez, and we got to get the Prez to the evac zone.
See, I
You
lost.
feel me?
I lost a mission, same type of mission, but I was in a graveyard. There was a Chinese man, and I had him going in.
Oh, I know the one you mean. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm going in. I'm right at the end. Like, all right, I'm going to send him here. I'm going to throw him in a long run. I'll put him behind this tombstone. The enemy's on the other side. I get there. I drop him down. Kill the other enemy. Like, I'm great. And right as the next turn happens for the aliens, this new machine comes in. It runs up, hacks the dude in half, and I failed the mission. I was like 2 feet away, and I freaking died. Ridiculous.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that's how the game normally played, though.
So back to Battlestar.
Yes.
Deadlock.
Whoa.
Tell me some of the things that appeal to you in this game.
Well, it was actually the mechanics of the game that I've never played before. You have to plan ahead of time. When you're fighting the battle, you have a tactical and a strategy.
Well, stop. Take a breath.
You have a tactical and a strategy map. And
Okay.
on the strategy map, it's a lot familiar to all the fans for Battlestar Galactica, 12 colonies. The story is still there. However, the game story, or the game alone, takes place in the first Cylon War, which none of the sci-fi shows have ever, made a show or movie about. So that's really nice. It's all brand new to people. And the strategy map is, the Cylons destroy the headquarters, the fleet headquarters of one of the 12 colonies, and now you're taking over as the XO of the fleet, and you have to plan, your fleets. And
Not the CO, but the XO. So you're
The
taking,
XO.
you're still taking orders from somebody.
yes.
Do you ever progress? Has you ever found out? Do you progress into being the CO, where you're
No.
controlling a bigger fleet and controlling everything, or do you only stay the
You
XO?
control the bigger fleet of throughout everything, but the storyline wise, which seems to be a long storyline, but to the storyline you have a CO, and that's the one you take orders from. And I haven't watched all the missions, but most of them they're good. Some of the people said the storyline's a little weak. Some said it's great, complex, has a nice twist.
How is the graphics? How are the graphics?
Graphics are great. Graphics are nice. One point is space battles, and that's your tactical view. And you have to take a turn. It's every 10 seconds. So right after, you watch how your turn turns out to be in 10 seconds. Long story short, I guess the best way to explain it. You move your ships around. You set them to all their tasks, which is firing guided missiles, torpedoes, nukes. And then once you have everything set, you hit end turn, and you watch how it progresses in 10 seconds. And then you keep doing it. And the graphics are great. You could zoom in, you could see your Vipers, your starships, fighting dogfights. You could see, like I explained earlier, you could see a ship get nuked. And if you're watching from, let's say, the side of one of your ships, and it's very far away where the nuclear explosion is, which it should be, you could see the shadows and the flash of that nuclear explosion. So the graphics are great. You see all the turrets, you see them shoot off. The starships get, the Vipers they call them, they get shot out to the side, just like bolted out. And you could see those little Vipers get shot out. You can see them land. The graphics are amazing. The artwork on all the ships, the mechanics or some bugs I noticed in the gameplay because it was beta tested. Like, some of them, run into engines or whatever. But
Wait. Engines? As in, like, you're being
the
racist?
starship engines.
Okay, like, they run into some engines with some bows and arrows and some feathers.
In space,
Yeah.
that's how
In
badass they
space.
are.
It's cowboys and engines.
They literally have horses just flying through space. Like some...
I think
He
the graphics...
painted a picture of a unicorn. A unicorn, I'm asking you. What's it breathing? Air? There's no air in space. There's an air in space museum.
Oh, that's great too, because there's no fire in space, but you see a lot of explosions. And, yeah, there's a lot. Yeah,
Have you ever seen... Not to cut you off there, I don't mean to say it. Have you ever seen... I think History Channel did it. If Star Wars was real, like, they went through the film, and they're like, here's what it actually sounded like.
Nothing. It'd be silent.
It's just like that. Yeah, that's literally what it sounded like, Hoth blowing up in space.
So, a channel favorite, Oral Knots,
Yes.
have done several skits on Star Wars segments without Lucas, without that particular sound. Remember the end of the 4th episode where Han and Luke are being awarded medals for their heroism and the big music bombasts? Imagine a quiet, stuffy scene of fucking nothing happening. Chewbacca going, ah! Everyone's kind of walking around, just kind of cloth and metals. It's super awkward. The space is even more awkward than that. I mean, Dead Space is like that too, and you saw that shit.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Yes.
the show and the game, I mean, like, when you see them launch torpedoes, now torpedoes aren't guided, so you can always miss in your battles, but when you see these missiles, guided missiles or torpedoes, you see the trail behind the missile. And that was one thing behind, or even in the show. Like the nuke, the torpedoes, or the missiles, you have that long trail. And that was, I think, a signature for the show, and obviously the game.
Now, what...
But it's graphics, great
How many
for
touch again?
graphics.
What'd you do here? I've never seen this done before.
I participated in an action that created a medal.
Ah.
The medal has a choice of 2 powers assigned to it. I chose the never panic when somebody else dies. Fairly useful. And I assigned it to my assault trooper, who's going to be in what you call the shit. So when you're in the shit and you never panic, you become what we call reliable.
I like that you can rename the medal.
What are we going to name it? We're going to name it Coins Back.
Yeah, there you go.
Old Reliable. Old fucking Reliable.
Who is that? Teddy Roosevelt's,
Old Reliable?
yeah.
No. Maybe. May have been Old Reliable. But, do you need to know the show to play this game? I know you said it was a precursor.
You kind of do, actually. So, the background. Now, on the show, there's 12 colonies. There's Virgon, which, hence Virgo. Sagittarian, hence Sagittarius. Are you guys kind of getting the whole group?
Yeah.
All right. So, 12 colonies. Now, in the history of the show, or in the game, it explains it too. Even in the trailer, it explains it. These planets, which they were separated, came together as in the 12 colonies, is what they call it, because of the Cylons, robots
This
who
sounds like
revolted.
Gundam Wing. What's going
Terminator,
I was actually gonna bring that
iRobot.
up in a second, yeah.
Terminator, iRobot, but these robots revolted, and all these planets became the 12 colonies, kind of like the 13 colonies. And they decided to make, Constitution, the Articles of the Colonies, and make an army called the Colonial Army. And then that's when they fight against the robots. Now, in the show, takes place around 30 years later, where after the war's over, a truce, and then the Cylons come back and attack, and it's just really bad from there. Now, the show came out in 1979, Battlestar Galactica.
Then the reboot came out in 2005.
Well, actually, it was, I'm sorry, the original show was 78, 79, which happened to be the year after Star Wars. So it didn't get much ratings. People thought it was a knockoff. And then they came back with the 1980 show, where they tried to reboot it, like go beyond the future, where they found Earth, but they're trying to live amongst the humans that are there. Which only lasted like 10 episodes, not much. And then there's one actor, Hatch. He kept trying to reboot it, kept trying to bring shows again, keep trying to bring movies.
Is he the same guy that did the show V? Like brought V back?
I don't know. But this one character who played in the original Battlestar Galactica, he loved it so much, he kept doing everything, investing money. And they were going to bring well, they were making a show. It was almost in production right before 9/11, and then 9/11 happened, which somehow halted all of Hollywood shows, and it stopped. And then in 2004, they had a 3-part miniseries on NBC of the show, which ended up being the first 3 episodes of season 1 on Sci-Fi.
That's kind of weird. It went from NBC to Sci-Fi.
Well, I think it was supposed to be just, again, 3-part miniseries, but then ended. They decided to keep a show, and NBC probably didn't want it. Sci-Fi, in my hypothetical theory, you know, I'm guessing Sci-Fi bought it, and then it lasted from 2004 to 2009. Got great ratings, and only because of the graphics, I think, how they had their cinematic view from zoom in to zoom out. It was from like all the way zoomed in to zoom out camera feature is what brought in
Just a moment
made
here.
people happy on the battles.
Since I'm in Japan, I'm going to snub China and go right to India. Go on.
And the space battles were great. The Vipers, the dogfights were just like World War II dogfights. You know, they had salvos, kept shooting. There was no missiles, rockets. It was and it was just a struggle of, you know, 50,000 people trying to find a whole new homeworld. And anyway, the show, there have been a couple of mods, a couple of games, one MMO, but this one's probably one of the best Battlestar Galactica games they're making so far, and we'll see what ends up by next week.
Now, he brought up Gundam, and he'll appreciate me on this. The way it looked, I would love to see that game redone in an aspect or mod to somewhat what you see in, I believe, episode around 10 with Iron Blood Orphans, when they fight the Salvager group out in space. Like, hey, you have your group. Now you have your one Gundam and you have all your mobile suits. Here's your new mod for this game. It's already out. Like, that would seem...
Well, hang on. Let me preface this by saying there was a game a long time ago, and it was just an okay game, called Metal Fatigue. Metal Fatigue was a real-time strategy game that had mechs. Tanks and mechs. And you had 3 layers of combat, underground, on the ground, and in the sky. Just because, right? So your main combat units, expensive ones, were mechs with modular parts of various weapons. And overall, the game was pretty neat in its design. And you had this idea of how many mechs you're going to send, how big is your force, what are you fighting for, who are you trying to enforce. Now, Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, which we'll touch up on a little later on too, I guess, is all about a mercenary company that takes on contracts and does security work. But, I mean, how big is the paycheck that you're chasing? Who are you fighting? Very, very Mountain Blade Warband, actually. Who are you going to piss off by taking this job, and how does this compromise your future? Which I really quite enjoy. If you take a mod like that, that's more of a ground war game, because you have space combat, but the suits are quite limited in space, because they're not fucking spaceships. But the idea of engaging a ship-to-ship combat, and then once you're in range, deploying suits that can completely own a spaceship, that's exciting. But those engines aren't built for that, and I think my Sky Ranger just hit a bunch of construction equipment. Just boop, just nosed in. Coin, I gotta ask you though, sideline from that question, what other space RTSs or TBSs have you played? Because I think you've played Endless Space before. Yeah, Sins of Solar, very good. And that's a turn-based game that's kind of actually RTS too. But I mean, compared to your previous pedigree, why you wanted to make a Gundam show, why not? What do you expect out of this?
Well, I actually played the Star Trek Sins of Solar mod, and then I played Star Trek and Star Wars MMOs, and I actually like the Star Wars MMO the best. But what I get out of this game is a nice strategic and tactical view, so you have control of everything.
Well, from the video you showed me, you actually have control over 3 axes, not 2. It's not a flat map. It has vertical alignment, which makes sense for the ship's firing arm, which is cool. And once again, I chide you for being a fucking plebe and not knowing what Homeworld is. It's original or its newest version.
I've seen many Battlestar Galactica Homeworld mods.
Yes, of course, but the engine is there, so you have queued movement, and you have various ways to assign your ships into patrol patterns, formations, and
much better.
arcs. Much better? Okay.
I think than the mod that I saw. The game itself, the storyline, I don't know, but the BSG mod for Homeworld and this game, much better. Now, normally, because I play a lot of mods, I always think the mods are better than the actual game. That's the whole point. This game is much better than any of the mods or MMOs or
Hang
whatever
on.
game they try to produce.
As somebody who enjoyed shows like Black Sails, etc., you seem to be somebody who is fond of artistic vision, but you're like, nah, fuck the vision. I just want my favorite things in this engine.
So, BSG, the show, I liked because and the storyline's great, but because I think it revolutionized space battle cinematic mode, I guess, if that makes sense. It really, like, Star Wars, okay, so you watch episodes 1, 2, and 3, they're space battles, great, cheesy. Now, at the same time...
Now, they were better when the Oralnauts did it, with the base battle instead of the...
Now,
lasers.
they were great.
Space,
They were
space,
great.
space.
Now, you recognize people love watching those because they're Star Wars fans, but they're much better than 70s, cinematic mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I can't get them out of cover. I guess I'm going to use one of these, though.
and then I watched Babylon 5, and it's come really close, but Battlestar Galactica, for a sci-fi show, Battlestar Galactica
There is no comparison.
comes to the best...
Babylon 5 is a political show.
No,
It
no,
is not an
battles.
alien show.
Space battles.
Okay.
However...
I guess the shadows, yeah, that's the point. That's the point
The
of the show.
shadows,
Sure.
yes. But Battlestar Galactica, I think, had its own storyline, and it wasn't based on completely, conquering or, big fights or anything. But you watch the show, you watch all their battles there, the best graphics you could find. Like Star Wars Rogue One is the closest movie that has come close to using the same mechanics as the show did. That's how good it is.
So you're just
I
there for
think
the wow factor of CG.
no, that's yes,
Yes.
yes, exactly. I
What,
think
you didn't like Wing Commander, bro?
Battlestar Galactica kind of brought in a whole new, I don't know, what do you call it? Perspective, video perspective. Basically, when you watch these games, the show, you watch like a security camera video, but instead of zooming out, zooming in, you're zooming in, zooming out. And that's something that the show did really well. And that's what the game does pretty well, too.
No.
So you're saying optical faults. Like, hey, this is actually kind of messed up, like the perspective
No,
isn't
it's
perfect.
actually called something. It is, I said it earlier, too, zoom in, out.
What,
and
chromatic
that's-
aberration? Is
that
that what it's
is
called?
kind of how they call it. It's like, or even very sudden jerk to
Is that
zooming in.
Guile?
That
but-
has Guile hair, yes.
You two have to watch the show. Actually have to watch the
I don't have to
2004
watch shit,
show.
sir. Don't tell me what to do. I'm a grown-ass adult.
You actually have to watch it to see what I'm talking about. You
This is highly
understand.
dangerous.
You
It
watch
is.
that show and then you think about all the other Stargate, Farscape, Star Wars, Star
Ah, Farscape!
Trek. The best space battles you're
Dargo!
Now, what,
is BSG.
No, are we talking about Stargate Atlantis or Stargate SG-1 or Stargate...
Oh,
Or Kurt Russell Stargate?
you
Kurt
know,
Russell is the best.
I remember. Yes, that is.
The actual movie. Who was... David Spader?
No, it wasn't
Yeah,
David
it was
Spade.
Spader. It was Spader.
It was not Spader.
It was Spader.
No,
The guy with the glasses?
It was Spader.
well, it
Spader.
wasn't David Spade.
No,
It wasn't.
I don't know his first
Imagine
name.
Stargate with David Spade. Try
That would
it.
be interesting. Yo, is this the gate?
Who? Spader. What's his first name, though?
Oh, with that.
What the hell's Spader's
You already
first
talked
name?
about the guy with the
David,
glasses,
David
right?
Spade.
No, what is Spader's? Or the guy that played in Stargate?
I want to say David.
I just remember Kurt Russell.
I'm sure it's wrong, but yeah, Kurt Russell in his least charismatic role.
Now-
After being Jack Barton of Big Trouble in Little China.
Great movie.
I actually didn't mind MacGyver playing the show.
Okay.
That whole first,
that's
like,
MacGyver.
5 seasons.
Fucking A. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Thank you for the nostalgia
Don't
trip
you mean MacGruber? No.
Yeah, I didn't mind the first 5 seasons. And then I did see the first season of Stargate Atlantis.
Okay. I never bothered to watch, but
Cheesy.
Urban Combat Badge.
Some young guy with spiky hair trying to bang the commander.
Isn't that every show? Ever? Forever?
Yeah.
I
Not
was
Battlestar Galactica.
disappointed when years later I came back to Frasier and realized all it is an awkward guy trying to bang. And so is everyone around him. Like, oh
It's
man, I thought you were
sad.
classy.
So I get... It's sad when you type in Stargate into anything now. It's it's MacGyver's TV series over the movie. James Spader, by the way. James Spader.
James Darren Ultron Spader, right.
Yes, Megatron.
It was a good movie, but it was a good movie because it was like a, early 90s movie?
It was 1994.
See? That was Wire's good. Universal Soldier probably came out around the same time with Kurt Russell.
That was a decent movie.
However, Stargate the show came out much years afterwards, and that's the big difference.
97, actually.
90, really? Not that far after?
Stargate issue 1 was 1997. I am on IMDb, though.
A lot different when it comes to
Urban
graphics.
Combat?
Yes. You have to name a medal after me. Basically one that says got shot in the ass and don't want to participate anymore.
In the buttocks.
Lieutenant Dan.
That is Giles' youngest
Who
daughter.
is that?
That's my support gunner.
Is that a hat or is that hair?
That's hair.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm saying. It looks like Guile.
Wish I had hair like that.
Now, if she could just in the middle of firing something, be like Sonic Boom.
Footash kick. That'd be beautiful.
Yes, because every
2 days
American
left.
knows how to slick back their hair and throw boomerangs out of their hands.
Just the ones in the Air Force.
Just those.
So if you guys have been wondering where I've been at last while, watching those videos and watching a lot of porn, and I'm waiting for good videos to come out in porn too.
That's
It's the only things located
an
on my
off-season?
calendar. Yes, it is. Summertime.
Summertime!
At the end of summer, brings great wedding sex videos.
Interesting. And are you looking to get hitched? Are you looking to make coin babies?
No, I just want to see
Not
a
just
woman
can babies.
screwed in a wedding dress
Well, no, but that speaks to
while
your
I'm
desire
playing
within yourself.
Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. Please, folks, anyone listening, just watch a video. You'll love it.
Wait, the
do
wedding
you
dress
wanna
porn
get
or
wet?
the Star Power?
Both. You've never seen great porn when a woman is in a wedding dress.
Wait a second. I mean, the theme usually is like, oh, I'm going to get married, but before I get married, before I commit myself to this love and everything, I'm going to, like, have a thing with the other people that I'm not marrying. That's usually the point, right?
Okay, so
It's a
maybe
last-minute
in your
infidelity.
world, the whole little infidelity, whatever.
No. That's,
My world, I'm
okay.
thinking of a woman in an actual wedding dress getting banged.
Yes, by not the bride. I mean, not the groom.
No, yes,
Yeah,
by the
not-
groom.
the
Honeymoon
bride was banged
videos.
by
By the groom.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That must
Homemade.
be like a vast minority. But
Like,
fair
let's.
enough, fair enough.
We're millennials. We videotape everything, and why not
Sure,
videotape
you're not
the
there for
honeymoon?
the event. Like, hey, totally get married right now.
If
Fair
we get
enough.
divorced in 10 years, at least have this video.
You're streaming the divorce proceedings?
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay, but then eventually you go to Battlestar Galactica. That's your point.
2 videos I watch the most.
Okay.
Marriage porn.
You guys have to watch it, and most sci-fi nerds will have probably seen it.
I'm just slowly weaning myself off of how disappointed I was with Defenders. So
With what?
Defenders.
Defenders.
Well, let's talk about that, Chucks.
Yes.
You watched how many of the precursor or rather the
I've watched
preset?
all of them because
All
I
of them.
love comic books. I don't always read comic books, but I love the story of comic books. So when I hear about a good one, like Frank Miller's Daredevil Run, The Man Without Fear, really, really great, which is they based off the first season of Daredevil.
Yes, I actually saw the first season, so I could see
The
that.
Defenders, though, was just a disappointment. They had been like, yeah, well, they're going to team up together. It's going to be this. It's going to be so amazing.
But they don't.
And it just fucking doesn't do anything in episode 1. Nothing really peaks up. It's just like, hey, we're trying to build the story. Episode 2 peaks up a little bit with some entertainment. There is, I believe, comic book 1 of Alias. They refer to in episode 2 when Jessica Jones is in there and Matt Murdock tells her, hey, stop talking, I'm your lawyer, I'm Matt Murdock. That's the first episode of Alias, by the way. The TV show is based off the comic books.
Is it really?
Yes.
Alias from like 20 years ago?
With Jennifer Gardner? Yes, it's actually based off of the Jessica Jones novels, but it had nothing to do with the book. They took it, they ran with it, not the same shit. But
Yeah, because she didn't need any superpowers.
no,
She just needed
She was
weird
just
hair.
she was a spy. I think is how they did it.
With her
But
dad.
that was the Alias is the name of her PI firm is the Alias Private Investigations. They rehashed some old things between Luke and Jessica, like, oh hey, long time no see. They're getting everybody's like for the Iron Fist. It's still I'm a whiny boo boo bitch, a millionaire who is just trying to stop the hand.
My parents.
Well, it's not as much that now. It's like
died in an airplane crash.
I saw the whole Kung Lung die. I need to go save Kung Lung. I need to stop the hand.
This is really serious. I need this. Guys, please, guys.
And then
guys.
I'll say one of the cheesiest parts of the whole thing was watching Sigourney Weaver, their stunt double. Stunt double looked nothing like Sigourney.
Becomes a man for a shot.
Is she not getting paid enough as an actress? She has to be a stunt double?
Well, Sigourney Weaver is the main villain for most of the thing.
Okay.
But what they're doing
Her
now...
stunt double.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, you can tell that's not Sigourney Weaver because the lady looks like 20 years younger. But they're basing the whole arc off the Electric storyline, somewhat, sorry. It peaks up about episode 5 with the action and everything, so finally the Iron Fist figures out, oh my god, the hand has been in my company the whole time. I knew that a little bit, but I didn't know it was this deep. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go into this office where I know they're at, and I'm going to tell them what's what. Like, are you fucking joking? Like, come on now. Like, I get this. He's still having struggles somewhat with the, getting the Iron Fist powers. He has to really be pissed off. In the comic books, it was just, hey, boom, I'm there, kicking ass, taking names.
Well, hang on. In the comic books, it was Bruce Lee. Fair enough. But
Yes.
the Defenders takes place during or after or before some of these shows?
After. It's all after. So this is into phase 1 of the MC Netflix universe. So they have the MCU, which is the the movie MCU, and then they have the Netflix MCU and TV because they have part of it is S.H.I.E.L.D., which just got Ghost Rider. It picks up very slowly. I mean, it takes a long time for it to get any action going in. This is hilarious watching Browbeat point to everything Coin needs to do as he's trying to play this game. So they don't really get into any action really until, like I said, episode 5 when finally they all meet each other. Jessica Jones finds out really quick who Matt Murdock is Daredevil because he's following her, then she follows him, and then he's hopping over the fence and she catches him. So it's like, oh no, I know who you are. Like,
Does that change anything?
No, it doesn't really do anything. Like, that didn't even be in there. There was no point in Jessica Jones knowing because in the end, they all know who each other are. It's not a big deal. Mm-hmm. You find out there's a whole plot in the second season of Daredevil. Daredevil fights Nobu and a bottom-up... Nobu, yes. Oh, good old Nobu. He's back with a vengeance. Not in this, but in the second season. He fights Nobu, and he finds this giant hole he doesn't know what it's going to. So they go in, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, what's there. So they're all teaming up. Stick's been captured.
Wait, what?
Yes.
The guy narrating the trailer's been captured? What the fuck are you doing, Coin?
I'm screwing it up for you.
Thank you.
I noticed that. So Stick's been captured. Sigourney Weaver and all of her alien killing power captures Stick. So Stick breaks free. He's like, hey, here's what's going on. I need your help.
Wait, do it in Stick's voice.
I can't do his rough, scraggly voice.
What, he can't do the guy from... Oh. Wait a second. No, he's even more horses.
You guys need to...
Think somewhere between a Mortal Kombat Annihilation and Sucker Punch. Right between there.
Ew.
And Training Day. Same actor twice.
Training Day?
Somebody else. Yes,
How
he was there.
He was there.
Do you not remember?
King Kong ain't got
The
nothing on me.
fuck's your problem?
Yeah, that's true.
I thought the guy playing Stick was the guy from Avatar for the longest time. When I first saw the trailer of Dildo, I was like, why the fuck is that guy
Well,
doing
that explains what's wrong with you.
Yes. But you find out the whole purpose behind the hand is to get...
You're wasting my meld coin.
I'm watching Coin play this. I'm quite amazed. Is the whole point? They need an Iron Fist. They're actually former Kunlun. They're from Kunlun.
Yes.
And they all broke off.
Went to free enterprise and did their
pretty
own
much.
thing.
And they're all part of the hand. And what they're trying to do is like, we need this special serum, so we need to get back in there. The Iron Fist.
We are curing cancer with kung fu.
Well, that's. I'm not going to spoil anything. Just watch the fucking show. It's mediocre. I'm just telling you the whole
mediocre.
fucking...
That's kind of what I get the impression of, too, in the same place.
Yes,
considering that the constituent series of the show are Daredevil and then all the other ones.
So Jessica Jones wasn't too bad. Jessica Jones was pretty good. I do like David Tennant as the Purple Man, even though he wasn't fucking purple.
He had a purple suit.
He did. He had a purple suit. And
were you wearing the purple suit? Yeah, you deserved it.
Yeah, so I give him props like, hey, how are we going to do this? Oh, he'll just wear a purple suit. Great. I like Jessica Jones. It didn't pick up on the action a whole lot, and I can't remember the person's name who's playing Jessica. She is not the best, or her stunt double is not the best at doing any action scenes because it looks really rough. Luke Cage, everything looks muscle fucked. And
what?
So if I remember, this staggered differently too.
Explain muscle fucked.
Okay, so muscle fucking is the way I was put to me when I did Hapkido was muscle fucking instead of trying to it's just trying to do everything with force instead of letting it happen and flowing and doing it correctly. You're just like fucking do it. Just fucking do it. Come on, just fucking move. Like, no, it's not working.
It's like 90% of people.
Well, anytime you watch a kung fu movie, like if I'm watching Ip Man, Danny Chen, what's his name?
Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen, thank you. Completely racist.
Or Chirrut Imwe.
You're better off.
So if you watch them do it, it feels fluid. It feels perfect. You watch it and it feels like, okay, this guy actually knows what he's doing. Watching most of these guys, except the guy who plays Daredevil, it looks really forced.
McGregor and Mayweather?
Or... Yeah, that's a thing that happened recently, right?
Yeah, that happened
Does
yesterday.
anybody want to comment about that?
Yeah, I called it. I knew
anybody
it.
point up the money to actually watch this piece of shit?
Yeah,
So
a
you
lot
talk
of people
about
did.
two guys pussy fighting for 10 rounds and then finally...
Chucks, we discussed this off camera some time ago. I had some serious problems about MMA as an institution versus an art form.
It is an art form of
like-
many different martial arts.
No. Well, maybe at its core,
Yes.
yes. But the reality is, somebody got to get paid. It's a sponsored event. It's going to be that.
Any competition you go to is that way, though.
Exactly.
You can go to karate in freaking Vegas, and they have a betting line on
the
it.
art form for the sake of what?
Money.
Yes, exactly.
Boxing, except if
Boxing,
you're
you get
Muhammad
paid a lot.
Ali.
You get paid a lot in boxing. That's the difference. Like if you, so when Conor McGregor earned $30 million, that's almost what they said is about 10 times the amount he will earn doing MMA. So MMA is in like the same thing in the early years of boxing, except minus the mob being involved.
That's fair. That's fair.
And
But
people
after
being-
a while, you don't want to go all out. You don't want to show what you got. You just want to get paid.
You do.
And I understand that.
So-
But if you're telling me, oh, this is something worth watching, it's not. It's them holding
I
back
told everybody-
and selling a show.
Well, no. A lot of boxers don't hold back. Mayweather, everybody's like, oh, giving McGregor credit. They're like, oh, McGregor lasted 10 rounds with boxing's best. Fucking Mayweather's a counter boxer. It takes 10 rounds to knock a motherfucker out when all you're doing is countering. But finally, McGregor tired is what I read. And he lost because Mayweather realized his opportunities. You can't do what an MMA fighter does and drop your hands in a boxing match, even when
Nope,
you're tired.
you cannot.
McGregor was slowly
an
dropping.
invitation.
He had his mouth open. There was a bunch of technical issues that you have that you can do in MMA because you can always back up. You can throw kicks. You can push your guy away. You can take a breather. You can lay on him.
Yeah. Space management.
Yes, you're correct. Correct. In boxing, no. You know, if you're dropping your hands, it's all with hands. What do you can't run away. They deduct the point. So what do you got to do? You got to jab, move out the side, try to slip. But you can't keep your hands down. The moment you throw a jab and you drop your hands, your fucking head's going to get knocked off.
Yep.
Mayweather finally let it happen. You know, started letting loose in the sixth round.
Just let it happen.
Well, in the sixth round, he started letting it go. And that's the thing. Like, you as an MMA fighter, if you're going to do a boxing match, you need to spend at least 2 to 3 years training boxing. Like, non-stop. I mean, you keep doing MMA, but you need to spend majority of your time training boxing. You
Nice try, Snake.
You
When it
can't-
comes to CQC, I've got my hands up.
pretty much. Like, and I've trained with a boxer before, and every time I've done it, I've gotten my head taken off. Was I ever a pro MMA fighter?
Where are your hands? What? Where are your hands? What? Where are your hands? What? Pop!
Pretty much. I mean, I'm not
Now,
the best.
where are your hands?
No, I'm not the best at doing MMA. I gave it up.
Because,
But
you
that's-
know, cheeseburgers are better.
Well, no, because I had children.
Cheeseburgers are better.
Well, there's cheeseburgers in paradise, sir. Jimmy Buffett. But McGregor
Warren Buffett, what?
McGregor didn't do too bad. Great in the first round. He pressed the action. He was aggressive. Plenty fine for a guy who's doing his first boxing match. Now, I believe Teddy Atlas and Chael Sonnen said it the best. If it was Floyd Mayweather, insert unknown fighter here, this wouldn't happen. It would never be commissioned. For the mere fact that you have a non-professional boxer going up against a boxer.
Sure.
And it's unfair.
But we're just selling names.
No,
we're
because
just selling names.
That's pretty much what happened. And also, you have to think, one of the board members, if I'm not mistaken, in Nevada, is Lorenzo Fertitta, one of the former owners of the UFC.
Uh-huh.
So
again, money racket, money racket, money racket. What is the sport again?
there
There is none. There's conditioning, there's preparation, and there's scripts.
No, that's
Wrestling.
That's wrestling.
Wrestling is maybe 3% ahead of this.
There's no scripts. The one fight I did have, it was not scripted. It is exhausting. You do have to have a strategy. There is strategy to everything. Now, is it if I'm a wrestler, do I, take the guy down? He's expecting that. Now, do I need to learn how to box? I mean, there's different aspects you have to put into anything any combat sport's that way unless it's one individual. One individual. I don't know about karate or taekwondo. I know you do a little bit.
A little bit.
I don't know if there's aggressive taekwondo fighters, if there's counter taekwondo fighters, if they're punch heavy.
Yes. No,
But
not punch heavy. Not punch heavy.
I didn't think there would be. That's the thing. Like, anytime you go into it, like, all right, are you watching the video to see if this guy is a counter fighter? Is he aggressive? What does he do? MMA fighters do that constantly, and that's the thing. Like, people will go into boxing matches, or a lot of people who don't watch fighting will go, well, I've seen football before, so if the Browns play the Ravens, the Browns are going to lose every time because the Browns don't have a good enough team. Well, just because the guy's a 14-8 and the other guy's 16-0 doesn't mean anything. For the mere fact that style makes fights.
On
Even
any
in
given Sunday.
On any combat sport, you take that in consideration. So what happens is okay, I have a counterpuncher versus an aggressive fighter. This counterpuncher has a chance, even though he has a worse record. Not record.
But defensive.
He's going
The
to be
books
defensive.
say these texts match up, so let's do it.
Well,
Who wants to make some money?
He doesn't match up. So this guy.
Who wants to make some money?
You
That
made
will
these
happen.
guys look like crap.
That's what's
Thank
going to
you.
happen.
Disappointed.
Yeah.
But-
They're just going to die anyway.
Look like freaking Halo. You sure you don't want to play Halo?
I will. I will
would
state
love
this
to play
though.
Halo with Wasta.
I was reading both on Sherdog, a MMA website, ESPN. They only had boxing analysis on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Sherdog has mainly MMA fighters, MMA analysis. So what happens on both? ESPN says rounds 1 through 5, Mayweather won. Rounds 1 through 5 on Sherdog, McGregor won. It was clearly biased on every fucking person's thing.
Freaking America.
It was just hilarious to
Yeah,
read.
it's
Like,
bet offset. It's just money. It's
Yeah.
money. It's money. It's money. Where's your sport again? It's just money.
no, that's any sport.
Yes.
You go to football, go to baseball.
And
go
you've
to
been playing what? NCAA?
Yes.
Good.
Madden.
Madden.
I just got the new Madden. By
Okay.
the way, check out the live streams I'll be doing in about a week.
What's
Oh
that?
my gosh.
Shill that shit. What's going on there?
Yes, so I have 2 other live streamers I'll be playing with. I do not know their usernames yet, and I'll get that to you guys.
Well, one of them, as I understand it, is Atrocitus Bane.
Pretty much. This guy's a mad shit talker and supposedly the best Madden player of all time. He's also the best Destiny player, and he also shits golden bricks and plays, does cartwheels while playing Call of
You know,
Duty.
I have a coworker
Or
that
Siege.
I used to have a coworker that comes by and plays Madden or hockey with me, and I used to trash talk the crap out of him. Be
Well,
like,
see,
yeah,
but you
get
never
your butt
said
kicked.
you were the
get butt
best.
kicked.
You never were like, I'm the best of all time. This kid
Nah.
says that, like, dude.
No, he
When
says
the-
he the best. With a hand gesture and all.
So
Hey, I'm the
here's-
best of all medical research assignments.
Sure you are. Sure you are.
So, what's going to happen is in about around the week of the 11th, I'll be playing 2 other gentlemen in a Madden franchise. I'll be playing as the Bears. I'll be using
Go Bears.
the
No, we
Bears.
tried this out once, if you remember correctly.
We did, but we're doing live streaming only. We will not be playing each other in every matchup. They'll be playing their own teams on their own live streams. I'll be playing my team, and when we play, we'll both be streaming or whatever we're doing, and you can find us on there. I'll get you the names. I'll get you an update video, guys, here in about a couple days.
I'm so old.
But the whole purpose behind this is to get you guys 3 different perspectives on one video game from 2 different channels. So,
There's been a suggestion about that, by the way.
yes, has
That
it?
there somehow will make an overlay of 2 different players' perspectives, their screens, and at the bottom there's a little itty bitty screen of a time-lapse build of a Gunpla.
There we go. I like that one. Speaking of Gunpla, close, our friends at Geeks R Us, I believe is what it's called.
Geek is us.
Geek is Us. I've gone in there, and I'm super stoked because every time I ask him, the gentleman at the store,
TJ! Call him
TJ,
up.
yep, he I'm like, hey man, are you getting Goku's builds? Like, yeah, like, Browbeat's been telling me about Gundams. I'm not a big Gundam fan. I'm really big into Dragon Ball Z.
Browbeat would like him if you had some schneeds. Yes, I got your fucking schneeds.
I was like, well, what about Luffy? He's like, I'm getting Luffy's in a couple weeks. Super stoked. Gonna start building those too. So I'm going to see how these in Dragon Ball Z form are. I'm actually really stoked he has one that I want to buy that I'll be waiting a week
Well,
on.
let's get more specific here. This is what Browbeat's been hitting really heavy in a couple months.
Oh,
So
yes.
Browbeat's been having a little bit of tension and stress and things, and he's found a way to manage that. How has he managed that?
Not
Simple.
by masturbation.
No, not at all. He's retreated into the world of plastic and labor.
Yes.
So there's a company called Bandai. They give us a lot of things. They make a lot of animated shows to sell their products. Now, one of these things is the universe of Gundam. Because everyone knows Gundam, right? In some form or another.
Yes.
They've heard of it at the very least. Well, in addition to Dragon Ball Z kits, Dragon Ball as well, and many, many others.
No Dragon
they
Ball
have-
yet. They have Dragon Ball GT. No Dragon Ball. If they have
I'm
Dragon
sure
Ball,
they exist. I'm sure they exist.
if they were there,
You
there would
would've
be
got
none
it.
on the shelf.
Yes.
I'd have all of them. Just,
Yeah.
meh. Like,
Gotta-
sir, that's
gotta-
$1,000.
Gotta get that code. Get it! So we're talking about 30 plus years of plastic model manufacture. Lost leading shows. By the way, did you know the original Gundam show was canceled before its run was finished?
I heard that. I was watching something on the
Yeah, it just
universe.
wasn't cool enough, I guess. Then it started making model kits. People were like, hey, this is pretty cool.
I think we watched it. Glass House did a...
Last Reflection, yes.
Last Reflection. He did it, and he's like, yeah, the first one was canceled, but then they did
It
these
fucking
movies.
bombed.
They did these movies, and all of a sudden it was like, oh my god, this is kind of interesting. Hold on a second here. What? Should
Wait
we
a second.
watch this?
We can buy toys of this? Yeah!
Yeah.
So once upon a time, back in the 80s, these models would have been, like usual, aircraft, automobile, war-era models. Glue for everything. But Bandai has been very clever, and they have a lot of snap-build materials available. Well, me being who I am, I decided I want to build some of this shit. This seems really cool. As a result, let's get that sergeant. I have been launching myself at the world of plastic mechs.
Now, would you say, with doing so many of these, that
About
maybe
15 so far,
15. I'm probably going to get into them.
probably.
That we might set up some reviews in the future on how to build these. and
Oh,
give our-
fucking happily. But
Oh, yes. Future, guys. Future on everything.
Sure.
So we have a lot of stuff in the works that we're working on. So that if you guys are like, oh, I wonder what these guys are doing, there's been a reason why we've been off for a bit. We got a lot of stuff we're planning. It's just we got to find out a way to get to it.
Yes. Plus to get some equipment, an actual camera to show the
Camera.
stuff.
We also-
The joke is that somebody volunteered to offer me a camera to do a time-lapse build, because it takes about, let's say, 2 to 3 hours to snap together a normal high-grade kit, which is the baseline of challenge and difficulty and complexity. And I'm happy to do this stuff. But you're asking somebody who's new to a hobby, who's fairly passionate about it, to press it into a production line. Well, that takes a little bit of effort. But
A lot of
at
editing.
the same time, it's exciting. Or none, or just, well, yeah, exactly. What if the battery runs out? Well, do it again.
Yep.
But you're interested in the Dragon Ball stuff, which
Yes.
also exists by the same company.
Now I'm super stoked. There's one that I'm big favorite character of all time has been Vegeta. Saw
Vegito!
level 4 Vegeta. It's like, I'm gonna hold off. The one that got me all hot and bothered was the Frieza and her ship, or his ship, I should say. Wow.
Her his.
I'm gonna get
Gender
reamed a
swap
new one
Frieza.
for being a Dragon Ball fan and calling it a her.
Schnurr.
Like, it's just Sklee.
Schnurr. Sklee! No schklit.
So it's in the little hovercraft that it has in the first couple episodes you see him in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know what, that's really cool. It has the horns. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to build the shit out of it because seeing it, imagining it on a stand and having it built and just sitting there,
Uh-huh.
it's kind of neat. And it's kind of cool when you think about it. Like, yeah,
Are you going to have effects parts as well?
I'm going to do my best.
Well, because you can buy the model, then you can buy the power just radiating off the model itself.
I
You can
saw
buy
that, and I
effects
was
parts
like,
shooting off. Totally worth it for the character you love. Extra money? Yes. Extra awesome? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. But
But
be my first build, though, once I get
your
it.
first build, it's not that difficult. I think I have faith in you. But fair enough, fair enough. Now,
Yeah.
to give you an idea, basic rundown on Gunpla stuff, just to hijack it for just a second.
No, go ahead.
So, there are other non-grades and specialties available, but in general it breaks down to high grade, real grade, master grade, and perfect grade. What does this mean? High grades are about 5 inches tall, as are real grades. Master grades are about 7 inches tall, in general, and they have the same complexity as their smaller real good options. What does that mean? It means there are more things to assemble, more plastic pieces, more inner mechanic gimmicks, more awesome. Perfect grades, super expensive. Let's give it some basic price points. High grades, let's say $12 to $30, depending on how complex they are. Master grades are going to be between, $30 to $100, depending what you're in for. Real grades are going to be between $25 to $45, let's say, on average. Perfect grades are going to be $140 and up, usually up.
Now, I'm trying to think of a perfect grade Luffy.
Well, no such constructibles available. Luffy comes in a complete model. It's already assembled, it's done to go.
He did mention
But-
that to me, our good friend TJ.
Yes.
I did mention that. He's like, but you can get the Going Merry, and you can get their the new
Yes, you
ship.
can.
I can't remember since it's been almost about a year since I've watched One Piece again. I got about another 500 episodes I got to catch up on now.
Fucking what?
Yeah.
It's waste your time. Anyway, yes, you can. And a perfect grade means it's going to be about 15 to 20 inches tall. Well, no, it's pretty big actually. Let's say 15 inches. It's pretty fair. Over a foot.
Now,
Complex.
I don't mean to keep I know we keep getting each other off here. I'm terribly sorry on that. Mm-hmm. You disagree with my significant other's choice in collectibles. Mm-hmm. And that would be, ladies and gentlemen,
Funko Pop vinyls.
Yes. For
The
what
bane of our existence.
What the heck is a what?
It is behind you. Funko Pops are little pops. Actually, the Funko plant is in Redmond, I believe.
Bobbleheads.
Support local kids. Ah.
Yeah.
Bobbleheads.
So, she bought today
Without bobbling.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer Bone, Harry Potter. Now, with that being said, it's a little statue, bigger head. I don't get the enthusiasm behind this, but if you look on eBay sometimes, these things will go for $90 to $100 each.
Bobblehead knockoff.
Which
They
is
establish a visual format, that being tiny body, huge head. I understand super deformed. Gundam has plenty of super deformed shit. But
they had a guy with no arms and no legs driving up the ship, so yeah.
That did happen. Gundam Thunderbolt. Everybody enjoyed that shit. It's really great.
That's a good one.
Here's the premise that I argue against. When it comes to Funko Pop vinyls, they want to sell every brand. I understand. They like money. I respect that. But when you have that happen, when you sell every brand, you have no particular identity. You have a format. In this format, you can appeal to anybody, which is effective. Also, somehow, it seems insincere to me. Why insincere? Because you don't stick to a particular format. Especially because Funko has other things they produce, which I actually quite enjoy.
Orbs.
What's that?
Orbs is a big one, which our good friend TJ does not deal in.
Orbs are what? now?
Funko, they're a little same thing. They're pretty much the same fucking thing.
So they're the same shape. So they're not articulated. They're just
Well,
statuettes.
they're older, different characters or statuettes. They can be a multitude of things.
Hang on.
Yes.
Funko also creates
Sorry.
action figures, ones that do have articulation and bendable things. Most notably, in the last few years, they have done, among the movie franchises, they've done Magic the Gathering Planeswalkers.
What?
Which, my criticism as a plastic consumer, one that adores NECA figurines because they're pretty fucking good, they do good sculpts, but they do terrible skin. They do terrible live things. Mecha things, like I actually have a Funko Fallout 3 Brotherhood of Steel Paladin. That looks good because it's metal and it's dry brushed and it looks nice. But as somebody who enjoys high quality statuettes and figurines, I'll say that their particular market is not appealing to me.
Surprised you don't have one of Warhammer.
I kind of
They
laugh
don't make
at
it
this.
because they're all British. Go on.
I used to work at GameStop,
Yes.
and most of the time when you hear somebody say that in a YouTube video, it's like, oh shit, it's going.
Turn it off!
He had a shitty time
Unsub.
at GameStop. I actually had a really good time working at GameStop. I had a cool manager. So
You wouldn't stop working. They fired you.
I quit, actually. I stopped showing up. I didn't like the new manager.
Stop facing everything!
That was an issue. Why did you put everything in literal alphabetical order?
Because you told me to, Sergeant.
Pretty much. Like you said, put everything in alphabetical... A's with A's. I did it in actual alphabetical order, though. So it's A, B, A, C. They're like, that's unnecessary. But
Don't. We hire teenagers. Don't.
I remember... I got stoked for one. There was a Funko mystery box during the big push during Black Friday about 2 years ago, excuse me. And I was like, sweet. You know, that sounds cool. I took a look at it, like, there's going to be a golden claptrap or a golden statue of something. We had one with a golden claptrap, which I remember I came close to buying.
You got the clap? What?
But somebody bought a golden Goku, and I was like, if I knew there was one in there with that. And
Gold Coup!
They were cutting some of them open and taking a look, and so that's how they knew. And I wasn't there when it sold, but there was a golden claptrap left, and I was like, you know, I'm going to buy this. And I look in it, I'm like, cool, the golden claptrap. It's $20. You know, these things are normally $12, but when you look into figurines and all the other stuff with it, so cheesy, so terribly made. You're just like, none of this is worth the $25 I am paying. All this in the end is probably worth about $15 fucking dollars. I was like, I'm getting taken for a ride,
Yes, you are.
and not doing the insert Marvel vs. Capcom theme song from here. Anybody remember that?
Two-dash combo?
No, the Take Me For a Ride. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah.
No, sir. You got me.
The Pokemon.
That is
one.
actually the first game's theme, I believe, when you're picking a character. But I was like, this is terrible. I'm not paying $25, $30 for shit I know won't last me 2 days, doesn't look real, and all because of one thing might be gold in it. Like, it doesn't tickle my
But
fancy.
gold, though! I mean, people in Overwatch love fucking gold. They play competitive to get gold fucking guns.
No, I did. I will say, though, I did buy a Funko Pop, and there's one reason behind it.
Yeah.
It is Goku with the in his blue uniform on the Nimbus from Dragon Ball. I was like, you don't really see many statues like that. You don't see anything like this. It was at the Funimation booth at ECC. So I was like, I'm getting that. So that's the only Funko I own. But
I need to give it money.
I did, pretty much. I went through all their things, like, man, I already own that, already seen that, already done this. Oh my god, there's a Funko Goku on a cloud.
Fungoku!
I was like, buying it now.
Why can't I step on the toxic waste?
I don't know, let's find out.
Explain to me. I can't. I flat out cannot.
Now, you're playing as the Bubble Suit Spartans right now, correct?
Sure. No, it's the Powerpuff Girls, actually.
Oh, Powerpuff. You Blossom or Bubbles right now?
Bubbles.
Best character.
That's Blossom.
There we go. But the Funko Pops, I could see the reason behind them, but I don't see, like, I've had friends and I see them on Facebook all the time.
It's super accessible.
That's
why.
He had a 12 by 16 room. The whole wall was covered in Funko Pops from the top of the 8-foot ceiling all the way around. I mean, that's 2 walls at 12 foot and 2 walls at 16 foot. I mean, that is ridiculous. But, and I think he said...
No, it's not. It's made to be stacked in rows.
But just buying that much, it just seems like...
Boom.
He's collecting them. He's like the person who collected the Robot Chicken sketch. Like,
yeah.
What did you retire? What is your retirement essence? Teeny babies! I got fucking shit ton of teeny babies! Like, you bought your retirement investment into teeny babies?
This game takes place 2 years ago, by the way.
It does. So, I kind of feel like he's that guy from Robot Chicken. Like, when he finally goes to retire and he thinks, hey, these are still cool 30 years after they were popular. Like, he's going to be like, I was wrong. But right now they sell really, really well on eBay. But I mean, if you're collecting something to sell it later on for an investment, it's a piss poor idea.
Why would you make it an investment? I mean, the 70s are gone. You're not going to get the Lucas boom ever again.
I mean, or the Pat Rock boom, whoever the fuck that guy was, give him a fucking $1 million again. Convincing people, I took a rock off the street.
It was a visionary.
Put it into a box.
And Yiddish.
Put it into a box with some straw. I was like, it's a pet rock. Oh my god, we'll sell millions. Oh my god, we did sell millions. What the fuck do we do? Get more rocks. Quick.
One of my favorite rocks is a garden decoration with the rock etched with the phrase, "Grow, damn it!" And I really enjoyed.
Now see, if it was a rock with a picture of the rock.
International Service
saying
Cross. Let's be... Well, why is I
Too
got
cheesy.
additional awards? Okay, fair enough.
Put your hands in the air. All fucking reliable, put your hands in the air.
I love it. I love it.
Sergeant
Juan Valdez. Yes!
Isn't that the Exxon Mobil boat that crashed?
No, Colombian coffee.
Is it?
Juan Valdez he named his fucking donkey after me.
Really? His donkey's name was Ilya.
Yes, it was.
Or Elijah.
However he wants to say it, it's mine.
Yeah, that's my donkey now.
house.
Power of coin.
Can't fit Zionism. Good enough.
Xion.
Is it Sieg or Sieg?
Sieg.
Which sounds correctly? I before E, except that
Yeah,
would be.
Siag.
Whatever. Guys,
Different
correct us later.
nationalities. I like it. I like it.
That's pretty cool.
Now, who are we going to assign this to?
The sniper,
Amy King?
who's never been a
Xi
fielder.
Jing.
Zhang.
Jing Chong.
So, you've all sticking to the hobby. In fact, I have some to show you after this as well to get you further stoked into the hobby because you have responsibilities and kids and stuff, but I'm going to make you dump money into fucking plastic and you're going to appreciate it.
Dude, I've been dumping a lot of time off my kids, which I sound like a terrible parent now. Like, this guy's an asshole. We're going to call child
Just
services.
the
Like,
worst.
trust me, I still spend time with my kids. But I do a lot of this stuff with them while I'm doing it. Like, so, what is this?
T-pose.
Why does she...
Wow.
Wait. Those are some extremely wide hips and a really, really...
Wide body.
This looks like a Dr. Seuss character.
Fair enough.
Go on this extra hobby I'm taking up, sir.
Oh, Gunpla.
Gunpla.
Gunpla's going to happen to you.
Oh, yeah. It's probably gonna
You don't
happen
know it
soon.
yet. You don't know it yet because you have like poor coordination and terrible eyesight, but
I
it
do.
will happen.
There was also something I was supposed to pick up that you were showing me.
What's that?
I don't remember.
Okay.
This happened like 3 months ago. You're like, I'm
figure
going
that
to have
out.
you do this. Now, Coin, you besides learning about Battlestar Galactica here, is there been anything else? I moved out in my own place. You have the place too, with
Which
a
is
new
a
roommate.
terrible choice, but here we are.
Yes.
Wedding dress porn.
So those are literally the only
We've
two
covered
things
that.
for 2 months you've been done since I've left.
Oh no, it's been
So
nice
nothing's
since
really
you've gone.
Nothing's really changed since I've been gone. Like, what have
Oh.
you done in these past 2 months? Masturbated and played games. Okay, so the usual. Got it.
Actually, literally. Besides
I mean, no news is good news, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Besides
that's wedding dress porn. New episode. Click.
Besides a few personal things, it's been fucking nice not having you around.
I bet. Not hearing my kids calling you Uncle Chester all day.
Fuck the kids, not hearing you all day.
Hey, sir, you barely heard me. What was the first thing I did always? Straight to my room.
Well, actually, you always said something dirty and very demeaning and then went to your room.
Yeah, that's right. So you missed the spitting and the name calling is what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Got it.
I miss it when someone tells me I suck dick a lot.
I bet.
It's important to.
I mean, I do that at
Do
work
it
anyway,
and be
so...
told to do it.
No, it is quite different. It's quite quiet, actually. Very quiet.
Suspiciously quiet.
It is.
More depressing quiet. That's why I have to resort to Battlestar Galactica games to freaking keep me
And
going.
wedding porn.
And wedding dress porn and Hard Knocks on HBO and Game of Thrones and Donald Trump's racism. Really is all.
Huh, I remember now. Warhammer.
What about it?
40K.
That's
Well,
what,
there's a
that's what you
lot.
told me you were going to get me into.
Dawn
You're
of
like, you
War.
have to have $3,000 to pretty much start this.
There's
Pretty much.
actually
I'd rather you buy a decent PC. Oh, wait, you did.
I did.
there's actually a brand new Warhammer coming out.
Oh,
If I
Apparently
remember correctly.
there is a Total War Warhammer 2 coming out. I don't know why we
No,
did it.
not just be no. I mean, yeah, that's great.
They just released Dawn of
It's
War.
different,
also.
but Dawn of War
Dawn of War
is what
3
I was
has
actually
been out
talking
for
about.
at least a half a year now.
A little
It's
over,
had
wasn't it
very
December?
middling reviews, and now it has
Damn.
new content for it.
And they also try to
I
have
love
us
me
buy
the
it.
fuck out of Dawn of War. I played the first one. I bought every expansion, 3 of them to be precise. I bought 2, then 2 Chaos Rising, and 2 Retribution. I fucking love Dawn of
You
War.
bought
We
the
loved
second
it
one?
so
I have
much
not bought
that we're doing
the third.
a Let's Play of it, sir.
We are.
Yeah, I remember.
Harvina Bitterman.
Yeah,
And
I've
her
seen it.
attorney at law.
Yes. Very important.
Kicking ass with...
Tell me why
Cal?
I haven't bought the third one. Tell me why. Because it's being developed after the 2010s, and it's a piece of shit for the most part.
I don't know. I'm really stoked, and I hope we get around to going back to doing the talking over the internet and doing videos at the same time, like Borderlands, what we were doing. But
I would like to, if you get
hitting-
the chat program figured out.
yeah, we got to get Discord working somehow. But picking up Vermintide and what was it? Warhammer 40,000 Virginicide.
Space Hulk.
Space Hulk.
Virginicide is about correct.
Yeah.
No, permanent virginity. Permanent virginity is about right.
Yes, that's what Coin will be.
He's
like-
sad
He's
and
like, "Damn it."
disheartening.
I mean, it's cruel, but it's not wrong.
Cruel and unusual punishment.
I mean, Coin, you can play with us as soon as you upgrade your system.
Which is
Says
sad.
the
It's
guy
only
with
a
a 3-year-old
2-year-old.
PC.
It's not so bad.
It's not so bad. You're right. You can almost
It's-
play games from 8 years ago.
Oh, I did. I
It
don't,
has a Radeon graphics card, damn it.
I don't know
So
what
it
that
doesn't have a NVIDIA. It has a Radeon.
It has a Radeon.
Yeah, bastards.
That doesn't mean anything.
That just-
it has
that's
an
the
NVIDIA from 20.
Yeah,
that's fine.
3 years old. So
No.
there's like 6 graphic cards that have upgraded since.
You've been talking about Battlestar Galactica a little bit here.
Can you
Who
run it?
knows even if that runs well?
That's the
to
thing.
the specs.
Not just that.
I do.
I do.
Have
It
you-
runs well.
Were you an Age of Empires fan?
Okay, so no, I'm sorry, I'm not a fan. I didn't play, and you gave me a disc version, which for some reason I couldn't download or I couldn't install.
The
Somewhere
first
in
one or the
Microsoft.
second one?
Age of Empires 2, 3?
Two,
One of
The
those.
Return of the Age of the Kings. That's the best one so far that I've played. I liked Age of Empires 3, Colonial Empires, I believe is what it's called. Some shit like that. It wasn't a bad game. But have you... you're a fan of it, correct, Balbree? Somewhat?
Age of Empires?
Yes.
The third one, yes.
See? I insult the man without even knowing it. Look at that. They've released news of a fourth one. 30-second trailer just says, here's some snippets from history and paintings. And But Age of
Yeah.
Empires 4 coming out in like... Who
It's gonna
fuck
be the
knows?
same thing, just better graphics,
That came
better
out.
features.
Age of Empires 3, if I'm not mistaken, in 2006, 2007? I was still in high school. Which,
Age of Empires 3?
yes,
Yes, that's about right.
yeah. And I remember it because I was like, yeah, Colonial, I'm going to play it. I got online and no one plays it like the way the game's supposed to. It's,
Nope.
it's like playing Rocket League. Like, that's not how you play it. You got to use the turbo, jump, dash, shoot. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, this isn't how this game is supposed to be played. Teamwork, ladies and gentlemen. Teamwork. Doesn't exist online.
What the fuck are you talking about? What is this teamwork?
Yeah, TM work. I feel like I'm Plankton at the end of the new SpongeBob movie. What is TM work?
That's about right, man. That's about right.
So
I can't help it that they're scumbags. I can't help that for you.
you can't. But
You
he
shut
cannot
your
also
mouth.
help that there's a giant fucking light pole in his way.
The hair in the light bulb did it.
I like how, though, that the hair was so awesome that the bullets went around. It literally
Did you
had
not see the
Einstein's
bullets?
theory of relativity going on around his hair. Like, it had so much
The
gravity and
Cornwallis
awesomeness.
effect was in play.
Yes. What about the cornholes effect?
The Cornwallis effect?
The Cornholio effect.
Never convenient. That's what it is.
That is very true. Oh.
Go on.
No, I'm super stoked about that. That's a game I want to see. I want to see what the graphics look like. I want to see how they're doing it.
You're probably
It
waiting
looks-
for Civ 6.
I want to see if they're like combining all three.
I'm waiting for the year after Civ 6. Is it a Firaxis game? Is it finished on release?
I will say I never
No.
played Civilization until Civ 4, and I enjoyed that. Cartoony and campy as it was.
Civ 4 mine.
Why would you do that?
Because it's a
I
computer.
actually have the CD. I found it
What,
a
Civ
of
4?
Civ 4. Yeah.
I have it on Xbox.
It's like 3 discs or something like that.
Enjoy it immensely. I love playing it. I love the stupid stuff that happens in it. I play it on hard. Not while I'm hard, by the way. While on
you're
hard.
Play well hard only.
You watch
While on hard mode.
Salahadin hard? Is that how that works?
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
I am
come on,
Salah
Archimedes,
Hakim.
get it.
How many battles have I won for you? That is, Allah decided I win
Yes.
for your rival.
Terrible.
Kingdom of Heaven. Always.
I
Always.
never
forever.
knew he was Egyptian.
What?
Yeah, Salahadin was Egyptian. I thought he was like Syrian or something.
His
Like,
capital was in Egypt, I think.
yeah, he was an Egyptian like merchant or something. Family was like an Egyptian merchant. But I was like, fun facts you learn every day.
Middle class men are the best at leading peasants.
Yes. Look at what happened to the Great Protestant Revolt or Catholic Revolt in England.
Catholic? Protestant?
Catholic.
Jewish?
Jews always got the short end of the stick, so I don't know many Jewish
No.
revolts. Like the last Jewish revolt I know of, the Rome burnt the whole fucking city down, so it never ended really well for the Jews.
Actually,
No.
the only Jewish revolt I remember is the 1979 Six-Day War. Might not be 79.
You talking about the day when they got independence and they fucking handed Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Lebanon, and all those countries
It's not
asses?
Independence Day. It is for the Jewish
It
people,
has
but
nothing to do with Bill Pullman.
So, no, there's no aliens. So what? Britain had control of that area for a very long time.
before
Israelis
World War II.
after World War II. It
Before
wasn't
1949. After 1949.
Ladies,
45?
ladies,
Egypt.
make
Iraq.
your arguments elsewhere.
Yeah.
No,
So
I'm not
pretty much what
understanding
happened-
here. I thought it was given to the Israelis in
It was. It was
48.
given to the Jews, but they're like, they can't run this without our help. Like, anytime a democratic country is like, wait a minute, we're gonna help this country, but what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to control it. So what they did was they had British control. Israelis had to fight the British out, and then they got their own. They were like, here, your own sovereign country. And the day that happened, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Syria,
6-Day War, right?
yeah, they came
7-day
flooding
war.
in, and Israel beat them back. Like, are you fucking joking? Like, we just told Britain to get out. Like, you're trying this shit.
Why would you do this?
Like, it was kind of like one of those moments. Like, seriously,
Because
But yes,
it made me
Independence
feel
Day.
good.
Independence Day for Jews.
not oh my-
Into June's Day.
yes.
But going back to the original subject.
Yeah, back to the subject.
That was the subject.
My computer would be great for Battlestar Galactica, and Civ 4 is going to be a lot better than Civ 6. And
You mean Civ 4 is already better than Civ 6?
yeah, already.
It's already better.
Going
It will be.
backwards is the best.
Yes. That's what we're going to do. We're going to create our own game, guys, here in about 5 years from now. And what we're going to do is we're going to call it whatever 10.
Civ the good one.
Yeah, we're just going to start whatever the name of the title, 10, and then work our way down so it fucks with everybody's head. Like, wait, is 10th the original one? Yes, it came out in 2020.
That's what Mortal
You know-
Kombat did.
I have a
It is.
complaint from like
Well,
an
they
hour
rebooted
ago.
the whole series.
Go on.
We were talking about an hour ago about MMOs and, well, you were talking about how you rarely find people on servers.
I was,
And
yeah.
I freaking hate that. Now, I could be wrong on
You
the
hate,
whole...
you hate time?
I could be wrong on the whole MMO thing, but when I do, there are a couple games where you have to play with actual players. That's it. Just actual players. So you have to wait 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Depends on how, highly rated the game is and how many people like it just as much as you.
You're talking
but if-
like Halo 2 when they had the servers on for 10, 12 years.
Really?
Yeah, they kept the servers up for a long time.
And there's like 10 people on there?
No, there was hundreds. Halo 2 was what they were using it. I believe when Halo 3 came out, they were still using Halo 2 as the competitive form of the Halo tournaments.
So imagine if you like a game you're really happy about, but only like 5,000 people in the whole world like it just as much as you do. And then you're waiting 5 hours for a game to play. Like I've watched a couple of YouTube videos.
Would that be like American Truck Simulator with a partner?
Hey, shut up.
I think there's literally only 5 people who own that.
So I was watching a few
Depends on the year.
naval battle games, MMO, and a couple people complaining, it's like the first 6 months, you get a lot of people on there. But then after that, you have to wait and wait and wait forever
there's
for
the same people, battlegaming.net, who does World of Tanks, does World of Ships.
Yes, World of Ships, which turned out
World
shit.
of Airplanes.
I don't know about that one. It could be true. I don't know.
But World of Ships, I think, turned out shit. You have to
Warships.
wait forever.
Well, people actually play it, but they did a thing with extra credit with about the Bismarck during World War II. Which is
a partnered set of videos for history reviews.
Yes. It was I quite enjoyed it, but they were showing some gameplay. I went and watched some of the gameplay. The World of Ships is pretty crap. World of Tanks looks like fun.
Yeah, they're good. They keep bringing out expansions, actually.
They're new tanks. So you can now play the Panzer 1. You can play the Mark 4. I'm like, why am I going to play the Mark 4 if everybody else is using, like, fucking Abrams A1s?
Stupid
Like, I'm going to be the only guy driving 5 miles an hour is going to Abrams A1 tank.
Well, no. You think that historical performance has anything to do with in-game performance. That's a fallacy, sir.
Well, you think it would be true. Like, if you're going to make a game like...
No.
I know it's not. And I agree with you. It's probably not how that works. And that's the one thing I hate about most games on console. It's like, wait, we're going to make a game about World War II.
Yeah, it's going to look like a thing, but behave way differently.
Like, when you hear Sherman, people talk about Sherman tanks, like, yeah, they helped out, but in Germany, normally it was a 3-to-1 death ratio against Panzer tanks.
No, tank on tank. But against infantry, they were a great mobile cover.
Oh, yeah, and that was the thing. But they were talking, you hear people that were like, tank mechanics and everything, like they would come in, they would just slap metal on there because the Panzer's rounds would just rip through it.
Weld war plates onto this shit.
Pretty much, and it was just crazy. But when you play these games, though, it's like, oh, Sherman's coming in, boom, blew up the Panzer in one shot. Like that rarely happened.
Well, it was using gold ammo.
Oh, it was. It was actually, they put the golden gun as the round. So just as
it shot golden gun
as he pulled it, they just shot the one trigger bullet
where it dies. Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like the Panzer's weakness was in its rear armor. Now I don't know about World of Tanks. I'm hoping if you play this game, yes, it's true. Like, hey, if you're gonna hit a Panzer, you got to be behind it. You got to hit the weak armor spot, and bam, it's taken down. Probably not, because then it's not as fun.
Yes.
So, but
authenticity is not fun, kids. That's
It
what
is to
armor
me.
taught us. No, because armor's like, you know what's cooler than real soldiers fighting at a kilometer away from each other? Zombies. Zombies is the best.
I thought that was World at War.
Oh no, that's PUBG.
PUBG?
Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh, I thought you were just mumbling something.
Now,
the
the two MMOs I like, where you could actually play without having to rely on people on the server, is Star Trek and Star Wars.
Yes.
What about...
You can solo them. That's amazing for an MMO.
Have you
Better
played
solo games than
Destiny?
actual games.
Are you
Well,
psyched?
no. Doesn't beat Knights of the Republic, but it's pretty decent on its own.
No,
Star Trek, it could be literally all the gameplay, cinematic mode, missions, everything, so long to where it could be its own game without multiplayer.
I want to ask you something here. And it's going to be funny, because I know the first thing that's going to come out of Browbeat's mouth is to pretty much tell me to go fuck myself.
Okay.
Destiny 2 is coming out.
Fuck!
I've heard people's criticism
It is
towards Destiny.
I would say it's an MMO, correct?
It is a lobby-based multiplayer shooter. Multiplayer shooter looter.
It should be coming out to PC.
It will be. Hosted by Battle.net.
It's just
Yes.
money sucker. That's
It is.
No, not even that.
You
But go
think
on.
it's actually going to be artistic and
Nope,
great
not at all.
gameplay?
Not at
Nope,
all.
just to grab money. That's all.
This is
Pay to play.
Activision and Microsoft we're talking
Hellgate
about.
London.
Pay to play.
Hellgate London.
Yep.
Borderlands.
Love
Destiny.
Borderlands.
Division. And then on to Division.
Wildlands.
Destiny 2. To some extent. It's not quite the same. There's no inventory system of looting the same.
So I don't like... I give the guy I'm going to be playing in Madden with shit because I was like, Division's a shit game. He's like, I love playing Division.
Yeah, with
And I tell him
friends.
to his face...
You do?
No, I have Division. I don't like it. It doesn't... I'll get into that in another rant.
Well, spend $200 and then maybe you like it.
Exactly, sir. But it was just, he's like, I like Division. And I said, that's why you're dead inside. I don't see the fun in those games, but I would just think it would be funny for us to get on there, guys who criticize these games really bad, and give it a shot on the computer.
Be like, Division?
No, on Destiny 2, because it should be coming out for computer, because it is a Microsoft game.
It is a Microsoft game, and I refuse to play it till it's been a year.
Well, Destiny 1's been out for a while, and I have it on Xbox, sir, so...
Well, Destiny is just about finished. I mean,
no, Destiny's a 10-year program.
A complete program. It's almost like a big game. Yes, it's a
Almost.
10-year license. People said, Destiny's a 10-year game. I knew it was a lie. Then they said, it's actually a 10-year license. We're going to do this for 10 years for real.
Yes, it's like Halo 3. Like, we're going to be dropping content every year. After 3 DLCs, you get a new game. So you get Destiny 2, and then 4 years from now, you get Destiny 3.
Shit.
I hate spending money, but I do like that game plan.
What, Destiny?
3 DLCs, brand new one. You might as well bring a brand new one.
Okay, that happened.
Mr. President, you down. You're not good, Mr. President.
Sucker.
You failed the mission.
I did.
But I like this about this game.
You
Even
just
though
got
you failed,
knocked up. Go.
you keep playing until you get to the end. And it's like, you failed. We'll go back to it later. Don't worry.
Well, you only have like 20 more people, don't you?
Yeah.
The reserves.
Should not have rushed ahead.
No, you should not.
That's
But what
a
is your
pop-up.
opinion on, we have a good buddy, Mr. Sheffield, who quite enjoys...
Goes by Conovan.
Does he?
Yes.
I didn't know that. World of Warcraft.
He does enjoy it.
People
Because he
still
must.
enjoy that game?
Yes.
Dude, that's
This day.
still the biggest MMORPG out there.
It is.
Yeah.
By millions and millions.
Yeah. But,
It's a good company that could keep it going that long.
Activision Blizzard? Yes, absolutely.
Well, yeah.
I keep forgetting Activision owns Blizzard, doesn't they? Or
They're
Blizzard owns
partnered.
Yeah.
They're partnered. Havas owns them both, I think. Unless they sold them off.
I'm pretty sure Valve has bought them out now.
No, it's not.
I'm joking. Valve owns everything because of Steam. I've played it a little bit. I got kicked off after a month of being on there because of my name. Any opinions on the game?
Of what?
World of Warcraft.
I've spent about 8 hours in it.
Never
Tops.
played it.
It is very pretty. It has changed quite a bit over the years. Artistically, I would say it's almost eternal.
You're not going to kill him, so stop shooting at him. Throw a grenade.
What I like when you miss in this game, you just don't miss close. You miss fucking terrible. It's like, there's a guy up there. I'm going to shoot him. But I'm going to shoot this pigeon to the far left corner of his view. And so that way I can take that out
You're
first.
trying to get his head, right?
Hunker down.
Try to.
But, Browbeat, any opinions on World of Warcraft?
Did you just call me Browbeat?
Coin beer?
No. Never played it.
Never played it?
Never played it.
Yeah.
Not for lack of trying. I just never... Nah.
It never tickled your fancy.
No, we're doing that.
kinda-
I just never really tried. Never...
See, I kind of like Neverwinter more than I do that. Playing a little bit of World of Warcraft and playing a little bit of Neverwinter, I enjoy Neverwinter a little bit more, just the mere fact that I can use the controller.
Your weakness is showing.
Yes. But it also, even when I did it, I felt the graphics were a little bit better. It had more of a feeling towards where you had a teamwork aspect, and
Well,
I never really delved
quite
into...
solo World of Warcraft.
You cannot.
Not for upper end stuff.
That is true. I mean, look at Leroy Jenkins.
That's a good old fable at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Browbeat,
He
Yeah.
got paid a lot of money to go around to conventions doing that.
what do you think XCOM stands for?
Extraterrestrial Command. If I had to guess.
Xylophones
Extraterrestrial is E. I said it kind of
Nope.
weird.
It's
but
X in video games because X is more extreme.
what do you think XCOM stands for? Something
Extraterrestrial
command, or it's the best, right?
Xylophones coming.
Well,
Orchestra, masturbate.
what's the X part?
Xylophones.
Extreme compensation of males.
Yes, there we go.
Excellent. I think we're out of subjects, guys.
We are.
Well, a good installment of the Grimecast.
Oh, it was.
As usual, unsettling.
I try to get Browbeat to say Xenonauts.
Since
Since it starts with an X. But then he saw
Oh,
it. and then-
Psychonauts? I hate that game.
Yeah.
Psychonauts? I've heard only good things about it, though.
Yes, it is well loved, and it doesn't play well. And you'll see one day, because I'll make you play it.
You know what? I will actually think about opening up an account to World of Warcraft for you.
$15 a month.
That checks.
15
really?
bucks a month, yep.
You actually have to pay for that?
You
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Every
Now
month.
you can get on Neverwinter and play for free.
Yes. Free to play MMOs.
I could
hate
play
you
Star
more
Wars
than
for
pay
free.
once.
pay to play.
You
I
can.
could play Star Wars for $10 a month.
Yes.
It's
Once.
much more
As soon
pay
as you
to
give
play.
it some money at all, your preferred customers who get more shit. They unlock Sprint for you. How nice is that?
But World of Warcraft, $15 a month, and I'm sure a humongous pay to play.
Now, Mr. Sheffield
Yes.
said he has forked out thousands of dollars and played it for
Because of pets.
Expansions.
Pets and mounts. Yes.
pets, mounts, and the expansions. Yeah, so I was like,
Well, over 1,000, I'll say. Over 1,000.
I will say even playing Madden for over the past 15 years.
Dude, you have to spend like 50
and then
years
playing
to play.
NCAA for almost 12 years.
Because you don't pay in-game.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of the power-ups, by the way. I don't want to
Well,
hear that.
actually, if you count the cost of controllers you spent, yes, it's
I've
about the
spent
same.
millions.
Yes.
I would be a multi-millionaire now if I didn't have to break all those goddamn controllers.
I've spent probably 200 on the Star Trek MMO alone, so I can't imagine Star Wars. And then I would have to play 10 MMOs to get to $1,000 worth.
May well be.
Yep.
But I will definitely spend $10,000 for Battlestar Galactica demo.
If there are microtransactions, will you pay?
You
You'll
know,
probably
If there's
pay.
a Gundam one.
I honestly
I will.
don't see 20
I will pay
DLCs.
$200 for a Dynasty Warriors Gundam 4 if it is, of course, good up to my standards.
That's tough.
That's really tough.
Oh, that's real
So
tough.
Tecmo Koei, get on that shit.
It's only on Xbox. Do it only for Xbox.
No! Okay, fine.
Arnold Schwarzenegger jogging.
You mean Duke Nukem.
Noog Dukem. Folks, this has been Browbeat.
Corn Beaner.
This is Nutchucks. And don't forget, guys, check out our Facebook page.
It's full of good shit, most of what we do here, but it's shinier, and you love it, and your friends will see it, and they'll think you're super popular. So, give us a little bit of love, and we'll keep bringing you good stuff. We'll see you in the next edition of the Grimecast. Signing out.
See you guys.
Yay.